Hi everybody, welcome back to Kentish Kitchen. While I've got something in the oven, I thought I'd take a moment while that's baking to give you a Kentish Kitchen side dish. A lot of people have asked me about the inspiration for food and why I started Kentish Kitchen during this time of quarantine. For me, food is about sharing, it's cultural, it's family, it's fundamental. And it was my creative way of sharing with everybody something that takes our mind off a little bit of the day-to-day. Food for me is very basic, and in this period we've come back to the idea of fundamental: shelter, food, family. My inspirations for food really came from Julia Child. Julia Child was an incredible American cook. She was from Northern California, from a very conservative family. She moved at 36 to France. She had never left the United States with her husband, who she was devoted to, Paul. Paul worked for the US government, and so they were stationed in Paris. Julia starts her journey, her life journey, to become the foremost authority of French food in America by getting off a boat in Normandy with her car, driving to a local bistro, and one can just imagine the bistro with crisp white tablecloths and beautiful flowers and the smell of soul bubbling and gorgeous French butter. And Julia, this 6 foot tall, rather loud, gangly woman, sensory overwhelmed by this meal. She often describes it as the most important meal of her life, or the most exciting meal in her life, which she knew it at the time or not, this was her destiny. Julia then lived in Paris. She became impassioned with the food, the markets, the local restaurants. She made friends with a couple local women there in Paris, and together they started to put together some cookbooks. And later in life, when she moved back to the United States, she was living in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Being from Boston, I used to see Julia in the Museum of Fine Arts at the restaurant in line. You couldn't miss her, and her wonderful energy and love and passion for food. Julia then went on to have a cooking show called The Art of the French Chef on PBS, which originally was in black and white, and I used to watch those shows over and over. One, because I was fascinated by this crazy woman drinking wine and smacking chickens around, but about her passion and her love for food. So this book, My Life in France, is a compilation of her letters and her essays and her memoirs put together by her grandnephew, Alex Prudhomme, a wonderful journalist. And this is a love letter to food. It's a love letter to France. It's about anyone who's passionate about something and follows their calling, whether they know it or not. This book probably inspired me. This story, her story, inspired me probably more than anything else in terms of food. And growing up with that was so exciting. So My Life in France, Julia Childs, here in Kentish Kitchen, one of our big inspirations here. It makes a wonderful gift. And even if you're not interested in food, it's about someone following something that they truly love that moves them in life. Stay healthy, stay safe, keep cooking. We'll see you back in Kentish Kitchen with our friend Julia Child.